Good morning to all. I am Pawan Kumar Gupta, Assistant Professor in Department of Information Technology, Acropolis Indore. Today's topic is IP addresses and its type. This is second video for this topic. Let's start. Now, contains are subnetting, static and VS dynamic IP addresses, network address translation, then IP addresses in networking, common issue and troubleshooting, future of IP addressing. Now, what subnetting? What is subnetting? Dividing a network into a smaller, manageable subnets are called subnetting. Help in efficient IP addresses allocation. Uh, Subnetting is a method used to network designed to divide a large IP network into smaller, more manageable subnet marks. Subnets. These techniques help in optimizing network performance and enhancing security and management. Key point for subnetting. Purpose of subnetting: improvement network performance by reducing the size of broadcast domain. It limits the traffic within each subnet, leading to better performance. Then enhance security. It means it work in enhanced security for secure network. Uh, Subnetting can isolate a segment of a network, improving security by limiting access to sensitive data. Then efficient IP addresses allocation help in efficient utilizing IP addresses space by preventing wastage of IP addresses. It means when we use IP addresses, then we have 255 254 IP addresses in one single network, then by which we divide, it's called subnetting. Subnet marks definition. A subnet marks is a 32-bit number that divided the IP addresses into network and host position. Format are 255.255.255.0 means here 3 network and 0 represented to host. Functions. uh, Determining which part of an IP address is uh, designed for the network and which part is for the host. Example of subnetting. Let's suppose we are taking IP address class C IP address 192.168.1.0. Then subnet marks are 255.255.255.0. Then subnetting this network are network partition are defined by 255.255.255.0. Then first three octet are represented for network and last one octet are representing host position. By applying a subnet marks, the IP is divided into different many part, which are 192.168.1 dot 0 are 192.168.1 are network ID, and for host we use 0 to 255 IP address. How we calculate new subnet marks? So if we want 4 IP addresses, so we get 255.255.255.252. Then we get 4 host ID by using this network ID. Assign subnet, dividing the original network address into a multiple subnet. Example: subnet 1 192.168.1.0 divided by 225. Subnet 2 then 192.168.1.128 divided by 25, means we are using 128. We are dividing two part, for network ID. Benefit of subnetting masks: reducing network traffic, limit broadcast traffic to each subnet, improving network management, simplifies troubleshooting and management of the network, increases security, isolated different segment of a network for security purpose, efficient use of IP addresses, prevent the wastage of IP addresses and allow for more devices to be connected within the same IP address space. Now, static vs dynamic IP address. Static IP address manually assigned and does not change, used for servers and important network devices. It means static IP address never change because it have this IP address only have a server or personal PCs. Then a static IP address and a dynamic IP address are two different way of assigning an IP internet protocol addresses to device on a network. Here a breakdown of a difference. Static IP address, fixed address. Static IP address is a manually assigned to a device that does not change. It remains the same every time and the device connected to network. Use cases: static IP address are often used for server, network, printer, or any device where constant availability is important. For example, if you are hosting a website, a static IP address allows users to access your server repeatedly. Uh, Configuration: required manually configuration on the device or a network setting. Cost: same internet services provider may change extra for a static IP. Uh, Means cost: some internet ISPs may charge extra for static IP because our ISPs are preventing the dynamic IP address because it not unique and not reserved for anything. But when we use static IP address, then internet service provider may charge extra for a static IP address and it's a unique and reserved address. Now, second is dynamic IP addresses automatically assigned. A dynamic IP address is assigned by a DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol server, and can change each time the device connected to the network. It means when we log in the network, we DHCP assign a IP address to our system. Use cases: commonly used for everyday device like laptops, smartphone, and home network. It's more convenient for ISP to manage, and address can be recycled and reused. Configuration: automatically configured and managed by the DHCP server, requiring no manual setup for the user. Cost: generally including in standard ISP package with no additional fees. Means we are using dynamic IP address, so we do not pay extra charge for this. Stability: static IP addresses are stable and do not change, making them ideal for services that need a constant address. Dynamic IP address can change, which can sometimes causes issue with services require a stable connection. With because dynamic are not stable and static IP are stable. Then security: static IP are easier to track and can be more vulnerable to target uh, targetable at attacks if known. Means when we know the addresses, so we can easily access the network and hack the system. But when we use dynamic IP address, then we do not know its IP address, so we cannot access the IP address. Uh, Manageable management of IP address for static and dynamic. Static IP address require more management and configuration, while dynamic IP address easy to maintain and scalable with the network. Now, next is NAT, network address translation. What is NAT? A method used to remap one IP address space into another. Help in the convincing public IP addresses. How NAT works. Translate private IP addresses to a public IP address for internet communication, commonly used in router. Now next one is IP addressing in networking. Role of IP addressing in networking: facilitate communication between devices on a network, essential for routing and forwarding data packages by using router. Common issues and troubleshooting: IP addresses conflict occurs when two devices on the same network are assigned the same IP addresses. Troubleshooting tips: use tools like ping, ipconfig, and truncate route to diagnose issues. Ensure proper network configuration and DHCP setting. Future of IP addressing: translation to IP address means we are converting IPv4 to IPv6. We are shifting towards IPv6, which is IP Internet Protocol version 6. Address institution in IPv4. Adoption of IPv4 v6 for its large address space and advanced features. Trends in networking: growth of IoT means Internet of Things, and the need for more IP addresses. Innovation in network technology and IP management. Thank you.